Okay, hey, I just filmed my live video for the 30-day morning challenge, and I wanted to make like a quick recap video for those people that don't want to watch through that whole live video because it's a bit scatterbrained. I was answering people's questions, and if you just want to get the information for the worksheets and the challenge and everything, I will do that here. I will include all of the links down below as well. Our goals that we set for ourselves are often like overarching themes that we want to live our lives by, and sometimes they aren't all very tangible and not actual things that we can check off. I find that a way to incorporate goals is by creating habits out of them. So if one of my goals is to be more hydrated, I obviously need to break that down into what that actually means for me, how I'm going to go about that, what my actual goal within that is. And so I wanted to create a way that you could go through and brainstorm your habits, what those actually meant to you, why you wanted to do them, how you're going to actually do them, and what your new morning routine was going to look like. So that is what I've tried to do with the very basic worksheets I've created. They are not fancy or glamorous. I thought about like sprucing them up and like making them more visually appealing, but they are minimal and they are to the point. So there's power in writing our goals down, like research shows that, but I think taking it one step further and like breaking it down into bite-sized steps is where the magic happens, and that's what I wanted to do within this challenge that I've created for all of us. Oh my god, I'm gonna go crazy. They're tearing up the road outside my house. So let's talk about doing a race for a second. So one of the goals that I've set for myself the past 2 years, and I will put it on my 2019 like goals bucket list sort of thing, is participate in a race. That's a big goal. What does that actually mean? How are you gonna go about that? And I think if you just say participate in a race and don't have a plan to it, you're gonna fail. I kind of want to go through my mental process of breaking that down in hopes that that like explains how to go about habits and like how that overarching goal of like participate in a race can get broken down to a daily habit. One of the first things you want to do is choose a race. You could find a local 5K you want to do. You could do a marathon, a half marathon, an ultra marathon, a triathlon, some sort of swimming or cycling race. Whatever that is that you want to do, find the race that you're excited about, that you can go to, that you're available for, and sign up for the race. I find that I am so much more likely to go out and run every day if I am training for a race. So from there, you're signed up for the race. If you're running like a marathon or something, you know you need time to train for that. I think I originally gave myself 16 weeks to train for my marathon. I think my mom and me had 12 weeks to train for our half. Take a look at, you know, how much time you have between now and when the race is, and it could be way more than that. It could be next summer that you've signed up for a race, and that's fine. Go on Pinterest or the internet and look up training plans. I have found all of my like running training plans on Pinterest. I find one that is for the distance I'm training for, around the same number of weeks that I have to train, and one that I think I'm actually capable of, and then I will tweak it to my actual schedule. Now that you have exactly how far you're supposed to run each and every day, that is like a huge weight lifted off of you, and the next step is to choose your route. When I was training for both my half marathon and my full marathon, the night before or the day before, I would look at, okay, tomorrow I'm supposed to run 8 miles. What is the route I'm going to run that is exactly 8 miles? And so I would get on Google Maps and I would plot out a route that was 8 miles. And so I would go into my run knowing exactly where I was gonna go, how far that was, so there was no like checking to see how far I had gone. Oh, I need to go like around a couple more blocks, and it was just, I know once I run this route, I've done my distance for the day. You know exactly how far you have to run, you know where exactly you're going to run. The next best thing you can do for yourself is set out running clothes and your running shoes the night before. That way, when you wake up, literally all you have to do is get up, get dressed, and walk out the door, and you know exactly where you're going. As you get into like working through your goals and creating your habits, you're going to learn how to beat yourself at your own game. I know that if I wake up and run first thing in the morning, I am more likely to do it rather than waiting and saying, oh, well, I'll run like in the afternoon after work sometimes. If I wake up and I make my coffee, I do my morning pages, and then I think I'm gonna run, I know I'm not going to. So I know I have to do it at a time before I have time to think about it. And then once I'm out there doing it, I'm fine and I love it and it's great, but it's the getting there, that's the bit. So let's get into the habit creation. I'm going to put the worksheets up on the screen to kind of explain it to you, something I wasn't able to do in the live call. The first one I want to talk through is the mind map worksheet. So if you pull it up, it is just a blank web with morning habits in the middle. You can definitely recreate this on a piece of paper or on the computer, whatever works for you. So I've included 5 spaces for your 5 different habits. If you have 1 habit, just use 1 circle. If you have 3, use 3. In the very top circle, or whichever one calls to, I want you to write your habit. From there, I want you to ask yourself a couple questions. Why do you want to add this habit? Why do I want to wake up at 6 a.m.? The next question, what benefit will it have for me? What benefit is waking up at 6 a.m. going to bring to my day, to my life? How am I going to incorporate waking up at 6 a.m. into my day, into my morning? How much time do I need for this habit? Which may not apply to this one, but if you want to exercise for 20 minutes to 30 minutes, you know, I need 20 to 30 minutes, probably 30, a couple minutes to get ready, a couple minutes to get changed. Think through actually how much time you're gonna need. And then I want you to sit and think, what does this habit actually look like in my morning? What does waking up at 6 a.m. mean? What does it look like the night before? And kind of like play out the scenario in your head, and that way you can visualize the snags you're gonna hit. You can put something in place now to help you get through. And I want you to go around the circle. Any thought or question or concern or anything that comes to your mind within the realm of this habit, I want you to write it down on this kind of brainstorm session we have. This does not have to be neat. Just make it as like crazy and unorganized as you want. Just like whatever comes to mind, write it down on this, because we're going to organize it all in our second worksheet. So once you've gone through and asked yourself those questions on each one of your habits you want to add, I want you to next go into the morning challenge worksheet. And this is, once again, you can do it on a blank piece of paper. It's not fancy. It has a space at the top for habits I'm adding. And there is a space 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for you to say, wake up at 6 a.m., drink a glass of water before starting my day, meditate for 10, 20 minutes, exercise for 20 to 30 minutes. And then you can take all of your brainstorming thoughts from the mind map and organize them here and kind of summarize them into something that you can look back on when you're like, I don't know about this habit. Is it something I really want to do? And you can go back and see why you want to do it in the first place. Summarize why you're going to do it, how you're going to do it, and when you're going to do it. The next thing is a habit tracker, and a lot of people that do bullet journaling do habit trackers, and so you can make your own. You can use this one, whatever you want. I have a place for you to write each habit along the left side of this sheet, and then 1 box for each day of the challenge. You can color it in, you can, you know, black it out, put an X through it, put a sticker on it, whatever gets you excited. I find that having a habit tracker, there's something about like crossing something off your list or checking it off your list that feels really satisfying and motivating almost. You could also see an overview of how you're doing within the challenge, where you're failing, where you're succeeding, and so you can see, you know, I'm doing really great at waking up at 6 a.m., but I'm really struggling at drinking that glass of water. Well, maybe I need to reassess how I'm going about this goal of drinking a glass of water to better succeed at it. And the final little worksheet that I've included is 30 things for 30 days. So this is just basically just a list of things that I like wrote down one day, and there's no rhyme or reason to the order of it, and you don't have to go in order. I thought it would be fun to kind of like taste test different habits. You might discover something that you weren't originally doing that you actually very much enjoy and you find a lot of benefit in. So there are 30 things, and you don't have to go in order, and if there's something that's not on this list that you want to try out, you can definitely do it. So I would say the night before, choose one little thing you want to try the next day. So those are all the things. Give yourself plenty of time to brainstorm all of your habits, how you're gonna do them, why you're gonna do them, where you're gonna do them, as detailed as you can get. I've tried to like spread it out over different social media platforms so everyone can join in. So I'm going to be including it in my vlog on this channel, updating during the morning on my Instagram stories for FemHead. I've created a private Facebook page, like Facebook group for all of us. Once you do get your worksheets done, post them on there, say what you're excited about, say what you're nervous about. I think that will be a great place for us to come together. If we're struggling, we can support each other other, we can hold each other accountable, and I find that doing it with the group, I'm so much more like motivated and excited because I have these other people keeping me accountable. Oh, and then I want to do some like live updates, live check-ins. So I did a live video today, and I want to do something similar, and I think I'm gonna come up with like worksheets for us to go through to like assess how we're doing, how we can improve, and then also just kind of have a conversation. You guys can ask me questions if you want, or we can just, you know, talk back and forth. And I have those scheduled, so I will link the links to everything down below. I will actually probably just include the blog post that already has all the links, so I don't have to relink it, but you get my point. Challenge officially starts Monday, November 12th. We're gonna have weekly check-ins each Monday after that. I'm gonna do daily stuff on my vlog and my Instagram. We're gonna be checking in on Facebook, kind of figuring it out as we go. I've never done anything like this before, so you're gonna have to bear with me. But I'm very, very excited. I will go through and do my worksheets and share them on the Facebook group. I haven't done them yet. If you guys have any questions about the challenge, you can ask them in the comments below. Let's support each other. Let's be here for each other, and I'm very, very excited. That's what I have to say. My throat's gonna go soon, so I'm gonna go print off my worksheets, brainstorm them, and share them with the Facebook group. Thank you for watching. I'm so excited, and I'll see you guys Monday. Bye!